Hi everyone, in today's video I will show you how to implement force parameter in PowerShell functions. So let's start. In this video you will learn how to implement a force parameter in PowerShell functions, and I think force parameter is commonly used to bypass safety checks, for example, and confirm risky actions. So this is what we are doing, and this is what I will show you in this video. So maybe at the beginning we'll create a simple function. So function, and we'll do removeSafeItem, for example. We'll open the braces, of course, like this. And now, force is a switch parameter that disables warnings or confirmations. So we have to add this parameter, of course. So how do we add parameters? We have to do something like this. So param, and inside of this, because as I said, force is a switch parameter, we have to add switch, and now force, like this. Now we can close that, and now we can add the logic. So let's say if, and for example, not force, then we will print this action is not forced, for example, aborting, like this, and we'll return. In the other case, we will just print forced action executed, like this. We can close that, and now this function should work. If I made a mistake, I will correct that in a second. So let's use the removeSafeItem call. As you can see, removeSafeItem without the force, we are just printing this action is not forced aborting. So everything is working fine. But if I will try to do removeSafeItem with the force option, as you can see, forced action executed. So this is how it works. This is the basic example. Now, I will show you something what we call ShouldProcess. This is the best practice because PowerShell has a built-in safety mechanism for destructive actions. So, we can do something like this. We'll write the function. For example, remove data. I will open the braces, and now we have to add CmdletBinding. If you don't know what is CmdletBinding, you can go back to my previous videos, like this, and we have to specify the thing that we want to add. In this case, it is something what we call supports, like this, should and process, like this. Supports, should process. Everything is fine, I think. Now we can go down. We can have to take the parameter, which will be string, and now string, for example, the name. We can close that, and we will add the logic. So if now ps commandlet that should process, and now we will take the name, and we will add the text delete item, like this. Then we will print deleting and the name, like this. We can close that once the if statement and twice the function, and it should work. What is the usage? So let's say that we have to remove data, for example, with the name of the, I don't know, file.txt. As you can see, we have the confirmation deleting file.txt. Of course, right now we are not deleting the file.txt. We can add later the logic to remove the file directly. Now we are just printing the confirmation. But if you actually have the logic to delete the file.txt, it is important that you can add the option WhatIf. So you can do remove data with the, again with the name file.txt, with the option WhatIf. What does it mean? The WhatIf option simulates the action without executing it. So we are only simulating of calling this function. We are doing the simulation. So as you can see, WhatIf performing the operation delete item on target file.txt. So this is how it works. And now, I will show you something what we call ShouldContinue, which is user confirmation. We will use something like this. So I will clear that, and now I will create a new function remove item save, for example, and now we can open that and we can add some parameters. So first of all, we'll add the string with the name, for example. Second of all, we'll add the switch with the force again. And now we'll add the logic. So if force or ps command let should continue, and now delete name, so the name of our variable, and then confirm, for example. We can close that, we can open the braces, and we can add deleted and the name of our file in that case. We can do it like this, and I think it should work. Now we will try to do it. So let's call the function remove item save with the name of for example, I don't know, text.txt. Let's test it. I have the mistake in the function, so we will correct that. Yes, I had a mistake. I forgot to add this CmdletBinding at the beginning of our function, so you have to add it in order to make it work, because as you can see, with force it will work. So remove item save like this with the name, for example, of text.txt, and with force it is working, deleted text.txt, but without it, it will not be deleted straight away, but we have to confirm it. We have to confirm it right there, and we can press either no, so the file will not be deleted, and we can press yes. As you can see, this is a deleted file. So this is how it works. And basically that's all in this video. This is how you can implement force parameter in PowerShell functions. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you in the next videos.